30 to the 20 and down the sideline. The Marauders in the end zone. Touchdown. Turner breaks through the line and down the sideline. He goes to the end zone. Touchdown. Looking option, pitches left. Oh, it's fumbled but caught, and now a hit is down for a loss of a yard. Here's a snap, a screen pass out of the backfield, coming to the left-hand side. Marauders all over him, and down for a loss. On the right side, looking for a block, getting outside across midfield to the 45, and off to the races he goes. Quarterback looks to throw, is up and picked up by the Marauders down the left sideline, headed to the end zone. Here's a snap and handoff, sweeps on left-hand side with blocker to midfield to the 40. To the right side, and they got a big hole once again to the 30-yard line. It turned and making a move. Snap, looking right, throw right, it's intercepted by the Marauders, and he's going to take it to the house. Hello everyone, welcome to Mingus Marauder Football here on KYBC AM 1600 and Verde Valley Cable 1 Channel 2. Along with Jackie Bessler, I'm Zach Calandra. Tonight on the road for the first time this season. The Marauders coming off a big win at home against Bradshaw Mountain last Friday night, and tonight they come and take on former Bradshaw Mountain head coach, Coach Apap. Chuck Apap has moved, I guess, across the valley here from Bradshaw Mountain to Chino Valley, and he takes over this Cougars team this season. A team that is played pretty good football, I think, in spite of their 0-2 record. They had some players that they were playing without last week that maybe would have helped them a little bit in that game against Williams. And from what we understand from head coach Bob Young, this Cougars team gave Payson just about all they could handle, move the ball up and down the field on Payson, which is one of the top 10 teams in the state right now.
Well, certainly so. They put a lot of rushing yards up. They've only got 93 passing yards during the course of 2 games, but they have had a little bit of inconsistency in the quarterback position. But the running game has been solid, which makes perfect sense understanding the Coach Apap team.
Right. Well, he's going to look to try to run ordinarily with the quarterback. Now, their quarterback has been out the last 2 games, and he gave me 2 quarterbacks for tonight. So we'll see. Maybe he's trying to find somebody that can take over that spot, or he's just looking to mix it up a little bit, like we saw last week from Bradshaw Mountain. They went with the dual quarterback situation as well. The second guy that he gave me, however, is a freshman. Not very big. Kind of reminds me of that Audsley kid over at Bradshaw last year. This kid is a freshman at 5'7", 125 pounds. Kind of reminds me of Bradshaw this year.
Right. Right, no doubts. 23-7 the last week's score, and it took Bradshaw almost a 4:48 to score.
Yeah.
26 seconds left.
That's too bad.
And, you know, in fact, I had some conversations with the coaching staff, and Coach Young, we'll see it in the interview a little bit later on, admits that it was the offense that blew the shutout. They needed 1 first down.
Oh, we said that.
Yep, absolutely. But nonetheless, 26 seconds left, and Bradshaw finds themselves on the board. Mingus scored 26 during the course of the game, which ordinarily you would say is absolutely fantastic. However, we saw that not all of the gears of the offense were rolling and clicking at the same time,
right,
and on the same pace and the same pattern. So hopefully Mingus has worked some of those things out during the course of the week. Last year against this Chino Valley squad put 61 up on the board, and obviously are looking for something more along those lines.
I think we could see that again tonight. However, they also gave up 26 points. I don't think we'll see that tonight. The Mingus Marauders head coach Bob Young, at least, I think is pretty happy with the way his defense has played these first 2 games against #1 Lakeside Blue Ridge and last week against Bradshaw Mountain. It's the offense, like you mentioned, that he's a little bit worried about. He says we're still missing some things there on offense. Now, they'll get some weapons back tonight that will help. The main thing, I think, is getting some wide receivers back that not so much just to catch the ball, but to block and seal things off on the corner and get the running backs that extra man, or block that extra man for the running game. And also bringing back Jordan Wellborn brings another big kid back out onto that offensive line, and he's a senior this year, and he's ready to go. He's also going to play both sides of the ball, where we'll see him a lot at linebacker. So the Marauders are getting some people back, like we've talked about these last couple weeks, and they're all seniors, and they've all been just chomping at the bit, getting ready to play football again tonight, and they return against Chino Valley.
Well, we also want to wish Jordan Wellborn a happy birthday.
All right.
It's his first game back and his birthday, Zach.
Well, what a great birthday present.
Love
Get
it.
to play a little football.
Yeah.
All right, fans, let's take a quick break right here. We are at Chino Valley High School, home of the Cougars. Mingus Marauder football will return after this.
Your life. It's all out in front of you. Your future, wide open. Come and get it. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. Yavapai College. Life explored. It's a big world. So many places to go and things to see. Experiences you've dreamed of. They can all start closer to home. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. Yavapai College. Life explored.
Keep your vehicle on the road and running right for less with Reese's Tire in Cottonwood. The Reese's Tire Car Care Club card never expires, and you'll save almost $475 off car care services. For only $89.95, you'll get 4 free oil changes, plus discounts on brakes, AC service, batteries, and of course, savings on tires too.
Come into Reese's Tire and Auto and ask us about our Car Care Club card.
At 2435 East State Route 89A in Cottonwood.
Each year, the faces change, yet the will to test one's passion remains the same. A courage that fosters a sense of pride in each of us. Keeping that pride strong and healthy is our job.
That hurts a lot, huh?
World-class therapists, nurses, and orthopedic surgeons focused on keeping our athletes in the game. From prevention, diagnosis, treatment, and the latest in non-invasive surgical techniques, you can feel confident that we're on the sideline, ready when you need us.
Service, convenience, price. Taylor Waste is locally owned and voted #1 in residential garbage collection for the past 8 years in a row. And right now, new customers will enjoy 2 months free service with your switch to Taylor Waste. Add an extra container and take part in Taylor Waste's popular clean recycling program as well.
Hi, I'm Chris Taylor, owner of Taylor Waste. We're proud to serve our friends and neighbors with service tailored to your needs.
Back at Chino Valley High School, Marauder football here on KYBC AM 1600. Well, the Marauders got their first win of the season last week at home against the Bradshaw Mountain Bears. Mingus was able to move the ball a little bit there against the Bears, and we saw some big runs from fullback Dakota Hanks, JB. Not a big fullback, but the kind of guy that once he's through the line, he's quick and he can get some big yards and get some big chunks on you at once, and we saw him do that last week a couple of times.
Well, you know, Herndon becomes a target. Defenses will look at Herndon because he can definitely hurt you, and in the process that opened up some running lanes for Dakota Hanks, which I think is absolutely fantastic. The coaching staff saw it, noticed it, and decided to take advantage of it, and it worked really well. 2 touchdowns for Dakota Hanks during the course of the game, but the defense scored 9 points in the game. And, you know, interesting fact so far during 2 games, the Mingus Marauders have 4 forced turnovers, have not given the ball up once.
You know, that's a great stat. You want to have that all day long, and you hope that continues throughout the season. And one of those turnovers, Jackie, was on a missed snap, I guess, and the Marauders were able to get to it and keep the quarterback off of it and dive on it there in the end zone. That ended up being a touchdown for Micah Navarez. Well,
Zach Pelletier knew that the quarterback had an opportunity at it, and instead of going after the ball, went after the man trying to get the ball, which was fantastic. He opened it up. There were 9 Mingus Marauders immediately following the ball. So you got a good chance that one of them is going to get it.
Then we saw Navarez again with the other takeaway with an interception.
Right.
He had a nice game for the young man.
Yes, he was our player of the game last week and did a great job. Good pressure in the backfield. Quarterback had to throw it up quick, and he found himself in front of the man. Great extension. Got up for the ball.
Look at the block afterwards.
Exactly. And did a great job just keeping the ball to himself, making sure the receiver did not get an opportunity. Now, Mingus so far during the course of 2 games, averaging 123.5 yards per game throwing the ball.
Yeah, right.
No interceptions. However, only averaging 97.5 yards running the ball. This is not a typical stat for your Mingus Marauders.
No, and I think it will change immensely tonight.
Well, certainly can, but however, I think a big piece of it is number 20, Anthony Broyles, sitting on the sideline.
Right.
I think that makes a huge difference.
That, and like we said, getting the receivers back that are used to playing that position and sealing some stuff off, getting a new tackle. We got a new left tackle playing tonight, and some of these guys are just getting ready to break loose, I think. I think something like Herndon, I think, is somebody that is hoping to have a real big game here tonight, and I think the Marauders' running attack is going to be very good here this evening.
Well, I certainly hope so. We have not seen a huge output. However, we have seen efficient output from the Mingus Marauders offensively. They've worked with a lot of short fields, and their defense has kept them into the game to the point where when they do finally break something, they have done so. First game of the season, 16-13 against Lakeside Blue Ridge. That is a respectable loss if you have such a thing.
Yeah, no, I don't.
As we take a look at tonight's game coming up against Chino Valley during the course of the season has 2 losses. They are 0-2, but check this out. Rushing yards during the course of the first 2 games, 484 yards. They were moving the ball up and down the field against Payson. Just couldn't hit pay dirt, and really it was turnovers that ruined that game for them. Only 93 passing yards, but averaging 17.5 points per game. Mingus averaging 18 points per game. So on paper, we're right there. Mingus has 6 sacks. We don't know about the Cougars here, and during the course of the season have certainly forced a lot of turnovers as well.
Fortunately, we don't play this game on paper. Play it out there on the field. It used to look like Mingus's field years gone by.
Interesting, yes. Now the grass is long. They have definitely left the grass long.
On the outside. Outside the hash marks, and even kind of far past the hash marks and now more towards the numbers on the field. It is really high, but in the middle, it's almost like a landing strip.
Well, as we've seen a lot of fields during the course of our high school broadcast career, there is that high point in the middle and both sides. So if you leveled it straight across, it's probably even. There's just a five-inch difference from the sideline to the middle of the field.
Right, yeah. The grass is just a little higher on the ends.
Right, well, I've always heard that the grass is always greener on the other side, right?
That's green on both sides. Here, just in the middle, it looks yellow. And one of the Marauder coaches, don't remember which one offhand right now, we got out there and said, man, what a goat field.
Well, Mingus has been accustomed to these fields, however.
Right, this is what Mingus's field was like for years.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. In fact, I saw the coaches chatting about that before the game as well. So it'll be really interesting. Mingus getting back on grass. They've been on the artificial surface for the first 2 games of the season. And today, Chino Valley with home field advantage. The biggest opponent that we have found so far, Zach, is the Mosquitoes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The interview. In fact, I had an interview with Coach Young, and we're going to go ahead and take you to the interview. And right out of the gate, the Chino Valley Mosquitoes have been attacking. And here we are in Chino Valley, home of the Cougars, and head coach Bob Young is along with us as we get ready for tonight's game. Mingus on the road to Chino Valley, and so far the biggest competition we've seen so far has been these Mosquitoes. They are everywhere.
Yeah, they are. They're big and they're ferocious. They're quite a challenge.
Well, I want to say congratulations getting back on the winning ways, beating the Prescott Valley Bradshaw Bears 23-7 last week. And what's your overall take for the performance?
Oh, defense was dominant. I mean, from first play of the game to the last, even though we gave up that score at the end, the defense set the tone, and it was nice to see. And that's 2 weeks in a row that the defense has really played well.
Defense scored 9 points last week against the Bradshaw Bears and did not give up the score until 26 seconds left in the game. And all we really needed was one more first down from the offense to run out the clock.
And I told the offense that shutout was on us. If we got that first down, it would have been all over. So, offensively, we're still not clicking on all cylinders. We're trying to put the right stuff together. And hopefully tonight we'll show more offensively.
What do we know about Chino Valley coming in tonight? Obviously, although we haven't played Chino Valley very often over the last couple of decades, we still have a common competitor that we're well aware of.
Oh, absolutely. Coach Apap, who we've gone up against, 6 times over at Bradshaw. He's over here now. So, we know the kind of program that he runs, and, they're ground-orientated on offense. They run a power football game, and a lot of the philosophies he had over there he's bringing here. And you can see, it's going to take him a little bit of time, but, he's going to instill it over here. And I know they're going to be hard-nosed kids, and, there's going to be some hard-fought games.
Certainly so. Any plans for tonight tonight's game? Do you anticipate that we might go more ground, more air? Any idea on that, or does it depend on what we see defensively?
You know, offense, it's always dictated on what they're doing. You know, we go in with a game plan of passing and running. We don't pass and throw, passing and running. But you know, we're a running team. But you know, they give us stuff in the air. We're gonna try to exploit it.
Well, certainly so. Now, after this, it's homecoming, so we want to let everybody know it's homecoming. And I've been asked several times, why the Flagstaff Eagles for homecoming?
Oh, because we love Flagstaff so much. It just worked into our schedule. You know, there was something going on every other weekend, and, you know, we just determined that, you know what, let's just have it this week, and, you know, here it is. It's going to be here next week.
Well, it is coming up next week, so we want to invite everybody to come out and show your support from the Marauders at home next week against the Flagstaff Eagles. We're going to head back to the press box. Good luck tonight here, Coach. Have a great game.
That sounds good.
All righty then.
Oh, the love for Flagstaff never fades, does it, JB? I mean, they haven't been in our conference for years, but, man, the Marauders just love those guys in green.
Oh, indeed. In fact, I'm sure the Eagles are going to be gunning for the Mingus Marauders because last year, Mingus shut them out for the first time that, well, any of the coaches can remember.
And I think if you show up to Coach Young's weights class wearing green, I think he makes you go outside and run up and down the bleachers for the whole period.
No, there's that special weight, you know, the 600 pounds that you have to bench press. They just drop it from the bar.
Right, you got to catch it.
Exactly.
And if you do, then you're the new tight end.
Or offensive tackle for that.
Right, yeah, right. Well, so this should be an interesting matchup here tonight with Coach APAP taking over. It brings a little different offense, something that at least the Marauders are used to, something that they've seen before. And as a lot of our fans remember, and we reminded you last week, when Coach APAP was at Bradshaw Mountain, which was in our conference at the time, Jackie, he went ahead and called all the rest of the coaches in the conference to let them know that he has the formula to beat Mingus. And if anybody wants to know how you beat Mingus, just give him a ring and he'll let you know how you beat Mingus. Now, he hadn't done it himself, but he knew how.
Right. Well, and last year Bradshaw was able to beat Mingus.
He wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there. However, you know, as we all know, football is all about execution. It is all about execution. You can have the best plan and the best laid plans, but if you don't make the blocks and you don't do the protection and the line doesn't do what they're supposed to do and you don't make the cut when you're supposed to, it doesn't work.
Hey, speaking of Bradshaw beating Mingus last year, of course, the Marauders win again this year, so they're now like 9-1 or 8-1 or something against Bradshaw.
Right.
But as far as this season goes, Mingus 1-1 in payback games
Exactly.
with three left to play. Tonight's not one of them.
No, tonight is not one of them. Last week, as we had mentioned earlier in the pregame report, 61-26. It was a high-scoring affair, and that one at Mingus Union High School. And you know, we're on the way over here. We were talking about it. Is it possible that quarterback Luke Simmons can outdo himself from last year? He was 3 for 3 throwing the ball with 3 touchdowns. The only time I have ever seen an absolutely perfect quarterback rating.
Well, I guess the answer is yes.
Yes.
Because when you ask that question to Coach Young, he says, well, we're going to throw it more than 3 times.
Right.
So he might be, 6 of 6 with 6 touchdowns. So he could get better.
Well, that would pretty much be the only way you could get better than those stats. Mingus had an awful lot of rushing yards last year against these Chino Valley Cougars. I think that our defense might be a little tighter than it was at this stage of the year last year. So
I think the defense could be flying around tonight.
Oh, I certainly think so, and obviously not, looking not to give up 26 points during the course of 2 different games. They've given 6. Up an average of 10.
And one of them's, and 16 of those go to the #1 team in the state. That's the reigning undefeated state champs, and they're going to score a lot more points on a lot more teams than that.
Which they certainly have, which brings up an interesting point. Would love to know if we have, if we can get updates for it, because Lakeside Blue Ridge and Snowflake go head-to-head tonight.
Right, yeah, we got to try to find out about that. All right, fans, let's take another quick break here. This is the pregame show. Mingus Marauders and the Chino Valley Cougars battle it out here in Chino Valley tonight. We're glad to have you along. We'll be back after this.
nice to see so many familiar faces.
Enjoying great Sears prices.
Sears Hometown Stores, where you'll find that great Sears quality and new Sears availability at the lowest prices guaranteed. We're like your father's Sears store, but a whole lot more. If it's not on our shelf, it's right here online, and we'll have it delivered to your front door. Plus, we have the largest selection of home appliances in the industry, including the top 10 national brands. Sears Hometown Stores, we're in your neighborhood.
Two things we can count on every year:
a new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
Your local Taco Bell invites you to Live Moss. Try the Doritos Locos Tacos today, made with a shell of real nacho cheese Dorito chips. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell, located on the corner of Highway 89A and Cove Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Marauders fans, take note. Renegade Steakhouse is the place to enjoy good food, good times, and good friends. From Wrangler's Prime Rib to Cowboy Caviar, and from Cactus Fries to Cowboy Burgers, it's all here waiting for you. I'm Susan Grant, General Manager at Renegades, inviting you to visit us, Renegade Steakhouse. We do things with a style all our own.
Back at Chino Valley High School, along with Jackie Bessler, the Mingus Marauders making their way out onto the field for tonight's ball game. Mingus, of course, in their away white uniforms for the first time this year with the silver helmets and the red pants. Chino Valley's got their home blues on tonight. And Jackie, we actually have an injury report, which is something that we're not happy to report, but there are a couple of guys that are a little dinged up right now.
Yes, unfortunately. So we will not see and not in pads here tonight. Marshall Schill is going to be unavailable for the Mingus Marauders. Anthony Broyles is dealing with a knee injury. However, the good news on that is that, as we understand it, it could be as soon as a week to 3 weeks before he could potentially come back.
Well, he wants to come back and hit some Flagstaff Eagles, I think.
Yeah, certainly so, and I think that's the momentum to get the knee to heal quicker, I believe so.
That would help the Marauder running attack as well.
Without a doubt, because if you've got Herndon and Broyles in there, the Coach Young, his opinion of the offensive backfield at that point is you cannot key on either one of them.
Right, or if you key on one, we're going to hit you with the other.
Exactly.
You just have to decide which one they're keying on.
Right. We want to thank our friends at Northern Arizona Rehabilitation and Fitness for sponsoring our injury report, providing the highest quality physical therapy in the Verde Valley. In fact, I suggested them to somebody just a couple of days ago and reminded myself that if you've got a hitch in your giddy up, you can go down for absolutely free, and they will see you for an appointment. Sometimes it's easier to get in and see them before it is to see a doctor, and they'll give you an idea. They'll move the knee or elbow or whatever this way and that, give you an idea of what unprofessionally, it's not a doctor's opinion, as to what might be going on. And at that point, if it is something serious, maybe they can help you get a sooner appointment.
Was that like a rodeo injury, a hitch in your giddy up?
A hitch in your giddy up. Yeah, we got to ask Bob Weir about that.
Okay, yeah, all right. All right, well, fans, looks like we're getting ready for this game here tonight, and we'll have to take a final break right here. We'll get ready for the Mingus Marauders and Chino Valley Cougars after this.
Verde Valley Connections is your source for primary medical care.
Verde Valley Connections is here for you. We're taking new patients every day. Just give us a call and we'll set you up with an appointment, or stop in and we'll try to work you in.
We'll take the time to get to know you.
And if you need a prescription, our pharmacy is right here in the lobby.
Whether you're new in town or just don't have a primary care connection,
Verde Valley Connections is here for you.
Call 634-2236 and ask for Connections.
Welcome to the Cottonwood Recreation Center. We would like to invite you to come on in.
Come on in.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
Service, convenience, price. Taylor Waste is locally owned and voted #1 in residential garbage collection for the past 8 years in a row. And right now, new customers will enjoy 2 months free service with your switch to Taylor Waste. Add an extra container and take part in Taylor Waste's popular clean recycling program as well.
Hi, I'm Chris Taylor, owner of Taylor Waste. We're proud to serve our friends and neighbors with service tailored to your needs.
Your local Taco Bell invites you to Live Moss. Try the Doritos Locos Tacos today, made with a shell of real nacho cheese Dorito chips. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell, located on the corner of Highway 89A and Cove Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell, Live Moss.
Back at Chino Valley High School, the Marauders and the Cougars ready to battle it out here in Arizona Division IV football. These teams are in the same division now, JB. A couple of years ago, that wouldn't have been the case, but as they've realigned everything, they figure these teams are close enough in size, schools are close enough in size and close enough in proximity, and we're just going to lump them all together regardless of the level of talent.
Well, it'll be interesting here tonight as we look through some of the games. I realized that PowerPoints don't actually come out for a little while, but I was going through and taking a look at it. Blue Ridge is 2-0. Last week they beat Page 57-7. They match up with Snowflake here tonight. Bradshaw is 0-2 in games that count, and they lost to Prescott 40-0. Lost to Mingus last week 23-7. The Flagstaff Eagles next week's opponent is they're 1-1, beating Mojave last week by a score of 27-14, and that one was real close. It was 7-0 at halftime, and Flagstaff able to pull away in that one later on in the contest. Cortez, after that, they are 0-2 with losses to Buckeye and Division 5, Arizona Lutheran Academy. Coconino's after that, they're 1-1, a close one. A loss last week to Paradise Valley, 14-13. And oh man, that was a good ball game. Coconino had that one. Payson should be a good one, 2-0 on the season. Prescott 2-0, and Snowflake 2-0. Camp Verde rounds out the schedule. They are 0-2.
All right, fans of Mingus Marauders won the coin toss, and they have deferred. They will kick off to start the ball game. That means Chino Valley will return with 24, Tori Marcel, and 30, Sam Heckathorn. And the Mingus Marauders will kick it away. Starting lineup for the Chino Valley Cougars at 0-2 on the season. They'll start with Matt Kane at quarterback, a 5'11", 186-pound junior. We'll also see number 19, Jake Clausen, a 5'7", 125-pound freshman. Their main man in the backfield is number 1, Connor Richberger, 5'11", 175-pound senior. Also in the backfield, 20, Brandon Lasky, 6'1", 173-pound junior. And 30, Sam Heckthorn, a 6', 168-pound junior. The wideout is 24, Tori Marcel, 6 foot, 166-pound junior, and the tight end is Kikoa Kalaimamahu.
Easy. Koa. Just Koa. Call him Koa. Got it.
Koa at 6 foot, 180 pounds is a senior. Offensive line 6'2", 220, 5'9", 198, 5'10", 158 at center. Second week we've seen a diminutive center there, JB. The left guard is 6'2", 207, and the right guard at 6'2", 213. Well, the Marauders set to kick it away. High kick. headed towards, it looks like that is 20 returning it this time, and that's not one of the guys they gave us, JB, so let's get your number on that. He's in all kinds of trouble, however. Back inside his 5-yard line. They'll get across the 5 out to about the 6, and that's going to be the end of the run there for Brandon Lasky. Lasky's got his team in all kinds of trouble offensively to start this game. Great news for the Marauder defense. They got them right where they want them. Back with their back against that goal line. Let's see if we can get ourselves a quick 2.
Longfellow and Hanks getting in on the tackle on the special teams for the Mingus Marauders, and that bobble definitely cost the Chino Valley Cougars at least 10 yards of return.
All right. Matt Kane will set under center from his 5-yard line. They're going to mark it right on the 5. Not a real big line again here for these Cougars, as the Marauders are going to look to try to push them around up there in that line of scrimmage. Here's the first down play. Kane set under center. He's got a man in motion. Now he'll go back to where he came from. Look at the throw. Left-hand side. Got a man wide open. Out at the 10 to the 15 and near the 15-yard line and close to a first down on first down. Torrey Marcel with the reception, and have to see where they mark him. Looks like they're going to mark him just a little bit shy. It's going to be 2nd down and 1.
Well, great move, and a little bit too much room out there for the Mingus Marauders defensively. That was Navarez, and he just gave him too much room to work with.
Got off the goal line in a hurry that time. Alex Brewer is one corner, Navarez on the other side. The Marauders with 3 down linemen, 5 linebackers. They're switching people around. Gregson's going to rush from the right, Pelletier from the left. On the outside, backers move up. Here's a snap, and they're going to look to hand off. No, the quarterback's got himself, and he's got a huge hole down the right side of the field. It's a foot race, and the Marauders, Watkins is going to catch him and not allow the quarterback to run for a big game. Well, he's got a big game, but not a touchdown. As the ball is on the Marauders side of the field, they're going to mark quarterback Jake Clausen, that's the little fella, 5'7", 125-pound freshman JB, rips off a huge run to the Marauder 42.
43 yards on the rush and 2 plays, 52 yards.
Yeah,
Holy
from the
cow.
5-yard line. Thought the Marauders had him where they wanted them. Chino said, no, this is where we want to be. Here it is, 1st down and 10 from the Marauder 42. Quarterback looks to be Kane again. Kane drops, looks left, throws left, and it's incomplete again, intended for Marcel, and it falls incomplete. Bringing up 2nd down and 10.
Well, last week against Williams, Chino Valley gave up 21 points in the first quarter, found themselves down, and then each team only able to muster a touchdown after that. It was a little bit more fireworks, 56-28 in their first game with Payson.
Just underway here, first quarter action, 1 minute and 16 seconds into the ball game. Chino on the move on their opening possession, 2nd and 10 from the Marauder 42. 2 receivers out on the right. Here's the snap. They're going to hand off to the fullback, and he's not going anywhere. He'll fall forward for progress of about 2 yards, it looks like, to the 40-yard line. Not much doing that time, and it looked like it may have been Brandon Lasky with the carry that time.
Alec Eppinger getting in on the tackle along with Pelletier.
Here comes Kitchen into the ball game for the Mingus Marauders, replacing Eric Pierce, who's making his first appearance of the season. Got to keep our eye out. Looks like they've got Jordan Wellborn who's playing his first game of the year. He's at the right defensive end position. And now man in motion from right to left. Now he'll drop back, looking to throw again. No pressure. Passes off. Marcel covered a little closer that time by Navarez. And the pass again errant and brings up 4th down now. 4th and 8 for Chino Valley. And it looks like they may be bringing the punt team out. They're bringing out a different package at least. From the 40-yard line, the punter is also their number 1 running back, number 1, Connor Richberger. And it looks like they're going to look to punt it away.
Well, that gives you options, does it not?
Yeah. And the Marauders are going to send a man deep to return. Here's a snap. Good snap, and oh, boy, Mingus got pressure. Kick is away, and it is going to be muffed and fumbled out of bounds by the Mingus Marauders, Andrew Garcia, and Mingus will start at their 2.
Well, he came up. It looked like he was trying to keep it from going into the end zone. I'm not exactly sure why.
Yeah. Instead, he ran to the sideline and bounced it off his hands out of bounds, and Mingus gets worse starting position than Chino Valley had.
Well, had he had he not fumbled that one out of bounds, I'm not sure he gets back to the 10-yard line, let alone the 20.
And why wasn't Herndon back there?
Last week's winner pocketed $87.
Maybe because Garcia's back this year or this week? Well, first down and 10, Mingus, as they bring their offense out for the first time. Luke Simmons in at quarterback for the Marauders. He's in the shotgun, standing in his end zone, and he's going to look to hand it off. They're going to the right side, and this is Herndon with a carry. He's out across the 5 to about the 6-yard line, it looks like. A gain of almost 3 yards on first down. And, well, Simmons with misdirection that time. I thought he still had the ball, JB, until he turned around.
Yeah, he's pretty good at the fake. Sometimes he'll fake us pretty well.
Marauders, no huddle, quickly back to the line. High snap, and it will be handled. Hand off to the left-hand side, and a big hold. Dakota Hanks out to the 20-yard line, and a first down by the Marauders. Well, Herndon and Hanks in the backfield to start the game here for the Mingus Marauders. Herndon, a 6'1", 190-pound senior, number 12. Hanks, a junior, 5'10", 150, number 23, the fullback. The Marauders have, let's say, who they've got in at the wideout right now. On one side, it's going to be Garcia. On the other side is Brewer.
That was nothing fancy about that one. That was just simply straight off tackle.
Yeah. Well, now the referee's walking towards the sideline. And something's going on.
Clock malfunction.
Got a clock malfunction. They'll get that taken care of. The Marauders with first down. They've moved the ball away from their goal line. Starting at the 2, they're now out to the 20-yard line. Looks like they're just shy of the 20. They don't need to get all the way to the 30 for another first.
Interesting. Mingus coming out with an offense, and they're not spreading it out. They're keeping everything very tight, right in front of everything. Normally, a lot of times, especially if you're looking to run the ball, you try to spread out that offense. Mingus has got both of their wideouts pretty close to that offensive line.
Yeah, well, they've got him in there, I think, to help block a little bit. And it's interesting, like you mentioned, the Marauders have been throwing the ball this year, and they haven't done that yet. They may be trying to suck them in, keep showing them all this misdirection, and have one of those guys break off of the line and run downfield and look for the big play.
Well, either that or Simmons realizes that he's going up against the perfect game from last year.
8:39 left to go here in this opening quarter. First down and 10. Mingus, Herndon in motion, and they're going to hand off right-hand side to Herndon. He's got a hole and a block. Herndon down the right-hand side of the field to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, cuts inside, still on his feet, and running away from the Cougars to the 20, and lowers his head and is finally dropped at the 11-yard line. Tyler Herndon with a huge run for the Mingus Marauders, and he went to the sideline, back to the middle of the field, running over Cougars in his path, and brings the Marauders first down and 10 from the 11-yard line.
Holy cow, he was all over the field on that one. Good job trying to follow his blocks, and Herndon might need a rest after that one. 69 yards on the carry, cutting left, cutting right.
Biggest play of the year for the Marauders
so far.
And the clock is stopped, and the officials are blowing their whistles, and Mingus may have called a timeout there. No, Chino Valley calls timeout. All right, well, we've got 8:20 left here in the opening quarter of play. Tyler Herndon rips off a big run. The Marauders looking at first and 10 from the 11. We'll be back to Chino after the Cougar timeout.
Your life, it's all out in front of you. Your future, wide open. Come and get it. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. Yavapai College. Life explored. It's a big world. So many places to go and things to see. Experiences you've dreamed of. They can all start close to home. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. Yavapai College. Life explored.
First down and 10, Mingus coming out of the timeout. Herndon in motion from left to right. Instead, it's up the middle with Hanks. Hanks zigzags at the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown, Dakota Hanks. The Marauders on the board here early. Herndon got him down the field. Hanks finished it off, and the Marauders take a 6-0 lead.
Third touchdown of the season for Dakota Hanks, and right up the middle, which has been his call of duty during the course of the season. 11 yards, capping a 98-yard drive for the Marauders.
And the Marauders will look to kick the extra point. And the snap is good. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And that's Cadera knocks it through for the Mingus Marauders. Gilberto Cadero gives the Marauders the extra point, and Mingus now with a 7-0 lead. We'll be back with the Marauder kickoff after this.
Keep your vehicle on the road and running right for less with Reese's Tire in Cottonwood. The Reese's Tire Car Care Club Card never expires, and you'll save almost $475 off car care services. For only $89.95, you'll get 4 free oil changes, plus discounts on brakes, AC service, batteries, and of course, savings on tires too.
Come into Reese's Tire and Auto and ask us about our Car Care Club Card.
At 2435 East State Route 89A in Cottonwood.
Jair Jacobo comes in to kick off for the Mingus Marauders. The southpaw will kick it away for the second time. Here's the Marauders take a 7-0 lead. Here's a kick. It's an end-over-end kick that bounces at the 15, taking it at the 5. Looking to run it to the right-hand side of the field. Here come the Marauders. Oh, they smash through the line and all over the return man that time. Nowhere to run for Brandon Lasky. However, he did get progress out to what about the 15 or 16-yard lines where the Cougars will start this drive? A lot better than the last one at their own 5. Hey, the Marauders went on a 98-yard run, touchdown drive there, Jackie.
Well, you pretty much said it, run. It just happened to be 3 different runs, 4 different runs, but 4-play, 98-yard scoring drive. And obviously that one looks good in the stats. However, Chino Valley broke away in their first possession and was able to scanter downfield by 43 yards on one play. Picked up, well, changed field positions at least in their first position.
First down and 10 Cougars. Here's a snap, and the quarterback's going to look to keep it again. The Marauders flush him outside. He's running towards the sideline. Hit and smashed out of bounds at about the 18. Not much room to run that time for the little fella, Jake Clausen, 5'7", 125 freshman. He's the one that ripped off the big run last time. That time the Marauders broke through the line and flushed him towards the sideline.
Well, good job pursuing. This time the Mingus Marauders kept their lanes, able to use that 12th man, the sideline, as a defender out there.
Matt Kane, the starting quarterback, runs out on the field, which most likely means this is a pass to the left. Second down and about 7, it looks like. A gain of nearly 3 on first down. Working from the near hash mark, going from left to right across your radio dial. The Cougars in blue take the snap and look to hand off up the middle, and there is nowhere to run there. The Marauders are mauling the Cougars on the line of scrimmage, JB. You can see the difference in size down there, and Mingus is really starting to show that they're going to control the line here in this game.
Well, Lasky gets 1 for his efforts up the middle, giving him forward progress. He's got 2 carries, 3 yards on the game.
Tell you what, the Marauders do look big down there tonight. I'm not sure if it's just because the other team's small, but you look at guys like Troy Carter at 6'2", 235, and who's the other guy up there with him? Alec Eppinger at 6'4", 240. Those guys pretty decent size. Quarterback Kane looking to throw, going down the side. It is tipped and knocked away. Micah Navarez there with a D for the Mingus Marauders, keeping the ball away from Torrey Marcel, and it falls incomplete, bringing up 4th down and 7 from the 19 or 18-yard line, and the Cougars will have to punt it away, and that's bad news for the team in blue because the Marauders show they can just run the thing down the field.
Navarez did a pretty decent job. He was playing the receiver and was able to swing his head around and catch the ball while it was still up in the air and caught himself almost out of position but able to get a finger on it.
Rich Berger to punt from his 5, and oh man, it's a wobbly end-over-end kick, and it hits a Marauder. Well, let's see. I'm not sure if any of the officials saw it. It hit a Marauder, it looked like, and Chino Valley recovered it.
Right. Anthony Lopez got it.
It was like a line drive, never got more than 10 feet off the ground.
I wonder if they'll discuss that. I agree with you. That should be Chino Valley ball.
Well, we told the official before the game that we've got the replay, but we're not going to let him see it on this one.
Well, here is the replay. And no, you know what? It hit a Chino Valley player right in the heel.
No, it hit a Chino player instead of a Marauder. All right, well, that's the reason Mingus has the ball. First down and 10 at the Chino 33. field looks a lot shorter from their 33 to start a drive than it does from your own 2. Reason for that. In motion is Herndon from left to right. Looking to throw is Simmons. He'll throw it down the left-hand side of the field and over the head that time of the intended receiver for the Marauders. Looked like it was 83, Jesse Moronis, another player making his first appearance of the season, and didn't have a chance on that one. Now, we have seen Simmons throw quite a few passes, actually, in the first 2 games that have been dropped. That one he just overthrew.
Well, I was kind of bummed he had Herndon off to the flat all by himself. Closest Cougar around him was probably 15 yards away.
4 wideouts this one, and look at the throw again. He's got a man wide open and hit him right in the hands, and he dropped it. That's what we were just talking about. That is Felix Vera that time, tight end, and he was wide open over on the Marauder sideline. And now Mingus in a passing situation. 3rd down and 10. Watch the run here.
Right, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, no kidding.
Not a bad idea. Who's he got in the backfield with him? It looks like it may be Hanks. And Herndon in motion. And rolling right, looking to throw again. Simmons throws down the field, and a diving attempt comes up incomplete. Well, I think Mingus may look to go for it here, and why not? Looks like that one may have been intended for Tanner Karen. And he dove for it, gave it an effort, but it was just a little bit too far away, and he couldn't come up with a grab.
Well, he wouldn't have had the first down. It would have definitely been 4th and a lot more manageable, but it would have probably been 4th and 4.
All right, still waiting for the run. 3 passes in a row after getting great field position. And now 4th down and 10 from the Cougar 33. From the shotgun, Simmons will take the snap. Looking right, throwing right. He's got a man open again. It's Brewer, and he overthrew him. That would have been first down yardage to the 20. And for some reason, number 90 came in from the left defensive end position, almost unblocked and unscathed on each of those pass attempts. That's Koa Kalamamahahu, and he came through untouched on at least 3 of those, JB. Somebody's going to have to at least chip that guy or something to give Simmons a second to set his feet.
Yeah, absolutely. He was definitely unblocked. I'm not sure if that's totally planned that way or not, but...
No, it seems like when it's planned that way, you try to make a quicker pass and it's on a screen or in the flat somewhere. First down and 10. Now they got the little fellow in at quarterback, and he's trying to run, and he's wrapped up and hit in the backfield for a loss. Well, trying to run the ball again with a 125-pound quarterback. That's not going to work real well here tonight. And Clausen lost a couple yards. He ripped off a big one on the first one, and it may have just surprised the Marauders. But since then, Mingus has been all over him, and he hasn't had anywhere to run. They tried to rip the ball out of his hands that time.
Or the arms out of the socket. I'm not sure which.
And here comes Kane back in at quarterback. You know, we haven't seen them run the ball with number 1 Richburger.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a secret weapon or not.
He's in the backfield now.
Yeah, he's their leading rusher.
2nd and 13, man in motion. They're going to hand off to him, trying to sweep to the left. Hit in the backfield, still being bottled up. Now he fumbled, I believe. Everybody dove on the ground, and the officials got 3 fingers up, so it's going to be 3rd down. Looks like he did put it on the turf, but was able to recover it himself and may have gained a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and about 11 now for the Cougars. Cougars back in the huddle. Mingus Marauder defense out on the field, trying to get off the field. Mingus has played pretty well defensively in these first 2 games, Jack, and it looks like they're up to the task so far here tonight. Leading 7-0 on the road at Chino Valley. 4:50 left opening quarter. Marauders have the only score, and Coach Apap is calling his 2nd timeout of the opening quarter. We'll be back to Chino Valley High School. Mingus on top, 7-0, 3rd down and long for the Cougars when we return.
Marauders fans, take note. Renegade Steakhouse is the place to enjoy good food, good times, and good friends. From Wrangler's Prime Rib to Cowboy Caviar, and from Cactus Fries to Cowboy Burgers, it's all here waiting for you. I'm Susan Grant, General Manager at Renegades, inviting you to visit us, Renegade Steakhouse. We do things with a style all our own.
Back at Chino Valley High School, 3rd down and 11 for the Cougars. Marauders bring in the rush. Quarterback drops back 7-8 steps, throws over the top. It's tipped and incomplete. Intended for a Richburger that time. Looked like they may have been thinking about letting the jailbreak and trying to throw over the top to the running back out of the backfield behind a couple of blockers. Mingus was chasing the quarterback and had the play covered.
Right. Yeah, it was not quite a center screen, but it was a little screen to the right, not a full screen, and unsuccessful. Good plan, though. If they could have dropped it in there, a player like Richburger can get lost amongst the trees and dart out somewhere.
Garcia back to return for the Marauders. Here's the snap, and we've got flags flying, and one of the Marauders jumped over on that right side, but it looked like he got back and got set. I think they're going to call him for offsides on the defense anyhow. It won't be a first down. No, but they're going to call it on the offense for an illegal motion. Yeah.
Yep, and that's exactly the right play, because Pelletier jumped back, but the offensive line started pointing and moving, and you can't do that.
Oh, no. No pointing allowed. It's rude.
No. Once you're set, you're set. You can't move. It's kind of like being one of those English guards at the palace. You can't move.
4th down and 16. Here's the snap on the punt. It's up and away. Garcia will field it and fumble it again, but he picks it up at the 40. Garcia to the right side of the field, down the middle, skipping over defenders and still on his feet before being tripped up on the Cougar side of the 50-yard line. Looks like they'll mark him at about the 47. 1st down and 10, Mingus. 2nd time in a row they've started with the ball on the Chino Valley side of the field, JB. Last time they were at the 33 and they didn't move it at all. Let's see if they can move the ball this time. Of course, last time they threw it 4 times in a row.
Right, exactly. Net punt after the return works out to be about a 19-yard net gain for the Cougars.
See, the Marauders try to run it a little bit here. Imagine saying that.
It's a topsy-turvy world, is it not?
Hey, Simmons set under center for the first time tonight. Double wingback formation, one back in the backfield. Now Herndon goes into motion. They're going to hand to Herndon, going to the right side. Herndon through the line of scrimmage, getting a block out on that right-hand side, and is able to dive forward to about the 40-yard line of Chino Valley, and it looked like it was Jesse Rios over on that outside, giving the block for Herndon. That sprung him for an extra couple of yards.
Yep, exactly. And that's great yardage on the 1st down, especially for a very uncomplicated play.
Karen split to the right side. It's Moronis on the left. High snap. Simmons is able to handle it, but he's in trouble now in the backfield, and he's going to be sacked. Back to the 45-yard line, which will set up now 3rd down and long for the Marauders. 3rd and about 8. Maybe a little more than that even. Play run in from the sideline, and Mingus quickly back to the line of scrimmage, going a little no huddle here, a la Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills.
It is almost Monday Night Football time, is it not?
Oh, another high snap over the head of Simmons, and he's going to do the right thing and jump on the ball to save possession. And that's 2 in a row, JB. Can't have that, especially when you start playing the good teams. Can't snap the ball 10 feet over your quarterback's head.
That's a loss of 15 yards on the center.
Man, can't have that.
No.
4th down and about 13 or 14 yards here for the Marauders. And, of course, the Marauder punter is also quarterback Luke Simmons. And I'll tell you what, after a 98-yard touchdown drive, the Marauders have not looked good on offense in their last 2 possessions. Here's the punt. It's angled away from the return. Man takes a tremendous Marauder bounce down around the 5-yard line. And Chino Valley pinned deep. Wow, Simmons with a perfect punt towards the sideline and a great roll to back the Cougars up to their own 5.
Great hustle by Brewer getting downfield to cover that thing up before it had a chance to wander into the end zone for the touchback.
2:46 left opening quarter, 7-0. The Marauders with the lead. Defense out on the field again, and again they've got the Cougars pinned deep. Now, if you remember, the first possession of the game for Chino Valley was inside or around their 5-yard line, and 2 plays later they're at the Marauder 42. So let's see if the Mingus defense can try to stop them and keep them right here and at least keep the field position.
Looking across the field, looks like they're having some center quarterback practice.
Awaiting the snap, set under center. Quarterback Kane looking to hand off. Mingus all over it. I'll tell you what, Chino is not going to be able to run the ball real well up the middle against the Marauders. Now, the one long run they did have was when they got the smaller quarterback out to the outside, and he was able to break it down the field. This one, not much doing there. The Marauder defensive line is too big for this smallish Chino Valley team.
Well, not only that, but Mingus will bring their linebackers. They do a great job filling gaps. So
the linebackers, the heart of the defense.
Indeed, as Mingus sitting out there, normal 3-5. They really only have 3 defensive linemen.
Set under center. Here's a snap. They're going to try to sweep to the right. Kitchen's there to break it up. Oh, then from behind, he gets hammered by the Mingus Marauder defense. That time it was 72. That's a big kid, Alec Eppinger, junior, 6'4", 240. Kitchen stayed at home when that sweep came to the right-hand side, and he forced him to try to cut it back in, and when he did, Eppinger came in and smashed him.
Well, it was a great job holding his lane. It's exactly what he needed to do from that outside because it delayed the runner for Chino Valley and gave Mingus enough time to catch up with the play.
Third down and about 14 or so from the 1-yard line.
Wow, we got a great camera angle for that one too. You can see the ball from the sideline just off of that goal line.
One receiver split to the left-hand side. A wing back on the right, one back in the backfield. Quarterback set under center, wing in motion now, and the look ahead. It's fumbled, I think. And who's got it? It's down right at the goal line, and a safety. The Marauders get him in the end zone, so the defense scores again. 2 weeks in a row now, the Marauders are getting points from the defense, and now a 9-0 lead with 1:05 left to go here in the opening quarter of play. And let's see what happened here on this one. The quarterback never had it, and it looks like I guess one of the Chino Valley guys jumped on it, and he was tackled in the end zone, and the Marauders are calling for the safety, and that's what they'll get. 2 points, and now a free kick for the Cougars, and Mingus will have the ball back here in the opening quarter.
I think it was Pelletier that got in there and hit the man, even though at that particular point all he had to do is touch him because he went down on his own, trying to cover it up, trying to save the touchdown for the Mingus Marauders.
Well, Chino Valley will kick the ball to Mingus, as the Marauders send Herndon and Kitchen back deep to return the kick. They're not very far back, JB. Maybe they know something about this Chino Valley team if they don't kick it very far or something.
Zach, that is 2 safeties in a row. Back-to-back games with safeties for the Mingus Marauder defense.
A big fellow, Tom Gianfrancisco, comes in to kick the ball. You got a kicker wearing number 66. You're doing all right. Here's the kick, and it's down the middle, taken by Herndon at the 42 to the 50-yard line. Herndon right down the middle, and he's gaining speed. Breaking tackles across the 30-yard line. He's down to the 29. First down and 10. Mingus controlling the field position here in this ball game, at least in this opening quarter. It's 9-0, a 2-score lead here in this opening quarter of play. But again, Jackie, this kind of reminds me a little bit of last week where it's like you're looking up and it's only 9-0. Seems like it should be about 20 by now.
Right, exactly, especially with the field position that Mingus has had, and they have definitely squandered 2 offensive possessions.
And this is what Coach Young was talking to us about earlier, that the offense still is not clicking right here for these Marauders. They split 2 receivers on the left-hand side. A wingback on the left is going to be Tyler Herndon. Hanks in at fullback, and from the shotgun, looking to throw. Simmons down the middle, and he's got a man. It's Garcia who came from the right side, and he'll be near first down yardage. Looks like just shy. Gain of 9 to the 20-yard line. They need to get to about the 19. Second down and 1 now, Mingus, but they're finally moving the ball in the air. On that play.
Garcia's first reception of the season for the Mingus Marauders.
All right. 40 seconds left here in this opening quarter. Here's the snap and a handoff to Herndon. Sweeping right. Herndon's got a first down and more to the 10-yard line. Herndon lowers a shoulder and sliding down his body to make a touchdown. Saving tackle that time was the linebacker. Number 3 got in there to save Herndon from getting to the end zone. Christian Gonzalez, the free safety, makes the tackle. However, it is first down and 10, or first down and goal rather. Mingus from the 5. They're already back to the line of scrimmage. No huddle. Marauders looking to try to get this thing in there again, and it's to Hanks up the middle, and the Cougars weren't biting on that one. They had the middle clogged.
That was also the that pass to Garcia was also the first completed pass for the game for Simmons.
And it looks like Mingus is going to call a timeout here. Second down and goal from about the 6-yard line. Head coach Bob Young wants to talk things over with his offense. Let's take a break. We'll be back to Chino Valley High School. Marauders looking to score. We'll be back after this. Quarter. Oh, is the end of the quarter?
Two things we can count on every year.
A new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.